So Ferrari is changing their brake duct at the back to hold for cooling, inspired by McLaren, which has a very good tire preservation in the back. But my thing is that it's irrelevant because with their suspension problems, and like Kunle said, with their problems on the curbs and everything, they have bigger problems than tire preservation. What do you think, Afolabi?
Yeah. I agree with you. And tire preservation is the most important thing now. They seem to be focusing on their rear brake duct, which they're going to be testing in Imola, as it was reported on the internet. But basically, with the new set of tires, it can change the whole dynamics. That's the soft that's going to be used in Imola. Everybody knows what McLaren is doing, but nobody has really figured out how they are getting it done. So everybody's going about it in a different way. You know, Red Bull too is investigating their tire cooling methods, but we don't know what the other teams are doing to, to close the gap.
Yes, all of them are working on it.
Yeah, so whatever Ferrari is doing with the rear brake duct, I think they should focus more on their rear suspension, which has a lot of stability issues. If their rear suspension is sorted out, then they have a chance. But the way it looks, the timeline for their upgrades has not been properly planned. They may not be able to do anything until maybe Silverstone, from what is being reported on the internet.
Yeah, I agree. And on the other hand, I think Red Bull is closer. I'm beginning to respect Red Bull's engineers. They're recovering from the fall off last year when Newey left. Red Bull says they're looking at convection. Convection is basically almost like change of states. Yeah, so convection controls how much heat, starting from the drum to the tires. But the first thing Red Bull did was work on their rear stability. Then they put a new floor. Now they're focusing on the tires, and they're making slow gains. And they said they're going to still bring more upgrades. So it seems like Red Bull is headed in the right direction, but they may not have enough time.
Yes, they have the best strategic upgrade plan this season. The best strategic upgrade plan.
But the problem is they may not have enough time, so they need to act quickly. But I think if Verstappen can come second or third in this race, they'll have time. What are your thoughts, Mr. Johnny, in general, about this issue with Ferrari worrying about their rear duct and the tires, and what Red Bull is also focusing on? It seems like every team needs to come up with a tire strategy, because I think that's the big issue right now, Mr. Johnny.
About Ferrari's rear suspension, I think there's this new engineer that's joined Ferrari. He came from Mercedes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot his name.
Yeah, but I think Hamilton has been waiting for that guy for some time now. I think he just joined because of his contracts. The contract kind of ended. So I think Hamilton has been waiting for that dude to show up, so that, because the guy's from Mercedes as well, so he's going to probably shape up Ferrari. But that's like a story.
And of course, he has some secrets too.
Yeah, and that's some story. But that's a story for later on, Sha. Yeah. But this cooling stuff that everybody too has, I mean, with McLaren and everybody too working on their cooling their tires as well. I think that McLaren has been, the jig is already up. McLaren has been found out, so they made them a deal. They told them that, okay, you know what? Either you remove that thing and it will probably affect their race for the entire course, or let everybody know and then let them then implement it into their system too as well. But they didn't. They didn't probably not tell them anything.
Ambrosio, that's his name.
Yeah, that's the dude. He's I think because Hamilton wouldn't have joined Ferrari without coming with some Mercedes engineers. That's what he did when McLaren left Mercedes. Mercedes took some engineers, so Hamilton just even followed them too as well, because he knew that those guys knew what's up.
Yeah, no, the big mistake was that they can't change their concept in the last year of ground effects. You understand what I'm saying? That's more for the long run. Maybe next year. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
what I was going to say, Hamilton has been complaining throughout this race, throughout this series about grip. He's always keeps saying, "I've got no grip. I've got no grip. I've got no grip." And now his engineer, who is working on grip, is coming in. And I think when it comes to tire management, I think that is one of the areas where I think Hamilton is one of the best drivers in the world. I think his tire management is is superior. But that by itself does not make the fastest driver. That just makes
Kule, he needs to work on rear end management, especially at Diddy Party.
With Diddy parties, yeah. So I think that's why I think that he's going to get a personal best in this race. But I don't think he's quite there at podium level best. But I think he's going to get an improvement. Maybe he might even get fourth if he's lucky. But I think
Yeah,
the
but apparently
Ferraris
he
are
was
going to
in
do
New
well.
York 2 days ago, riding bicycle, eating ice cream, then showing his six pack on TV. Let me stop. Let me stop. No, but you're right. He would do well. He would do well because of this track.
The guy is just a
So
showman. He's more of a showman than a Formula One driver.
no, but I was telling Mr. Johnny before, Hamilton has nothing to prove. You know, easy
Yeah,
to race for
man.
20 years. Look, you've raced for 20 years. It's not that he's physically
I
slower now.
mean,
It's
20
mental. It's
years,
mental.
man. That's
Yeah, it's
hardcore.
mental. And also, when the older you get, like even though he doesn't have children, he'll be thinking, if I crash, what about my dad, my brothers, and everything? The older you get, the more you think too much. You think about the risks. These young boys like Leclerc and Verstappen, they don't care. And Verstappen is crazy. He has a child. He didn't even go home. He went to go GT3 racing this weekend. He didn't go
Imagine.
home to see his baby. Also, Lewis Hamilton went to visit Verstappen's child yesterday or two.
Wow.
So yeah, they showed
Mm-hmm.
pictures. I hope he didn't poison him.
Well, that's a very good gesture.
They didn't go with a bottle of baby oil.
No, he
Ah,
baby oil. That was serious. No, all the baby oil has been taken by
Don't
Diddy.
sue me. Don't sue
I
me.
mean,
Yeah. All right. So yeah, this has been a good issue. I think we can end pretty much. We'll go around the circle.